Right now, you are explaining too much. You think clarity wins. It doesn't. Proof wins. The world does not listen first, it looks. It sees your timing, your posture, your scarcity, your results. Then it decides what you are. If the optics say final, words are optional. If the optics say needy, words are fatal. Explanation is a tax you pay when you have not demonstrated. It signals that your reality needs permission. It tells the room you believe persuasion happens in paragraphs. It doesn't. Persuasion happens in optics, what people can see, count, schedule, and feel without being told. Machiavelli understood this in palaces where a whisper could be treason. The shrewd did not announce power. They arranged it. They didn't promise outcomes. They staged outcomes. And when pressed, they did not explain. They demonstrated. From this minute forward, that is your rule. Never explain. Only demonstrate. Not louder, lower. Not longer, shorter. Not faster, slower. Here's the core architecture you will install. Show, anchor, echo, exit. Show. Produce a visible, undeniable action that makes your point without your mouth. Anchor. Attach that action to a number, a date, or a gate. Echo. Repeat the decision once in writing. Exit. End clean so the memory stays sharp. You will run this in 3 theaters where optics rewrite status. Time, space, paper. Time is the first theater. Time communicates rank. Arrive at O2, not OO. Inevitability, not doorbell. Open with a verdict in 7 words or fewer. Signer present? Then silence. 2 beats before the question, 5 beats after the verdict. The room feels the weight. Deadlines are your banners. Funds Friday. That sentence is a demonstration. You did not explain work ethic. You stamped time. When someone tries to stall, don't explain urgency. Demonstrate by moving the clock they want. Offer expires Friday. You didn't argue. You changed gravity. Space is the second theater. Space is how your body says final without sound. Hands still. Head tilt once, then level. Eyes sweep once. Exits, the decision owner, the loudest ego. Sit where you can see the door and the signer. Stand only to end. Standing is a gavel. Use it for closings, not for speeches. When attacked, don't defend in mid-air. Demonstrate with stillness. That's incorrect. Then hold the silence like a blade. Most people fill silence with discounts. You will let silence do the billing. Paper is the third theater. Paper is the stage where explanation goes to die. You hand a 1-page proof. Objective, constraint, delivery, date. You don't narrate value. That single line is heavier than a 1-hour apology tour. Paper also includes rules. Rules are optics that travel without you. Pen a single page. Deposit before calendar. No signer, no meeting. Process follows deposit. Rush is triple. Changes are add-ons. Write it once. Live it always. Rooms adjust to what is written and enforced, not to what is spoken and softened. Now the moves. You need demonstrations that land under adrenaline. Carry these. The 2-sentence decree. Every decision in under 2 sentences. 1 link, 1 date. Because is a bribe. Stop paying. The 5-word verdict. Compress the ruling to 5 to 7 words. Funds Friday. Rush or standard. Phase 2 or add-on. Say it. Then 1 beat of quiet. The door drop. When fog rises, you don't explain. You cut it with 2 doors. Hold the pause like law. A fork is a demonstration. The room can see the path. The clock cliff. You stop selling urgency. You schedule it. Offer expires Friday. If they balk, the cliff stands. Your time is not a public park. No adjectives, no biography, just scoreboard. Stones are demonstrations that travel farther than defense ever will. The one-channel court. Demonstrate discipline by refusing corridors. One channel, one decision. Link the thread. If someone tries to triangulate you in DMs, you don't lecture. You pace the line and go dark. The court exists where the record is. The paid diagnostic. Fit is not a conversation. Fit is a product. The diagnostic is X. We map objective, risk, scope. If they buy, seriousness demonstrated. If they refuse, unseriousness demonstrated. Either way, you win. The pilot island. Pilot, 30 days, 1 KPI. Not a pitch. A miniature world where outcomes walk in on time and louder than talk. Not anger, math. Let's stage the scenes where you used to bleed explanation and replace them with optics.
We can reduce scope to match your number or keep scope at my rate. You did not explain margin. You put price next to scope, visibly. We discuss goals, constraints, budget. If they resist, you offer the diagnostic. You did not justify expertise. You sold clarity. Who owns the decision? Stand, leave. You demonstrated law with an ending, not with volume. What metric and date earn the title? Silence. I'll accept with title and comp or keep current scope. You demonstrated priorities with a fork, not a seminar on fairness. Family guilt. Them, real family bends. I don't do unscoped favors. Outcome and deadline or Tuesday 2, Thursday 10. Demonstrated love with a gate, not a leak. The reason this works is simple. Optics compress thought. Rooms are busy. They outsource judgment to what they can count and what they cannot move. Counts, money, dates, outcomes, head count. Immovables, your rules, your pace, your exits. If you want to look smart, stop explaining and build things people can touch on a calendar and a ledger. That is all smart is under pressure. Now the ritual that will keep your mouth from betraying your mission. Run this boot sequence at every threshold. Office door, call, stage, conflict. Exhale. Lower your note. Widen your focus. Hands still. Walk 20% slower. One tilt, then level. One beat of silence. Speak. Your breathing becomes the metronome everyone follows. Drills to harden this until it runs when you're tired. Silent start. In the first 10 seconds, say one verdict only. Hold 5 seconds. Watch the room lean in. Learn how much your silence can carry. Daily stone. Every day, make something demonstrable. Ship the draft, post the metric, publish the deliverable, close the loop. This is the anti-diary. No feelings, only proof. Door reflex day. For one full day, every ask meets a binary before any sentence. You are training your mouth to lead and your nervous system to relax. 2-sentence rule. No decision over 2 sentences. One link, one date. If someone asks why, you don't write a novel. You point to the stone or the policy. Demonstration, not defense. Ending rep. End one thing early when law is mocked. Calm, surgical. Stand, leave. Exits are memory glue. They attach your rule to other people's habits. If the page is blank, tomorrow is already stealing from you. Demonstration ratio. Percent of decisions backed by a visible artifact. Stone, invoice, date, pilot. Target rising. Echo rate. Percent of commitments followed by a one-line written echo within 10 minutes. Target greater than 90. Silence hold. Average seconds after verdicts before you speak again. Target 5. Signer presence. Percent of meetings with the decision owner present. Target 80. Door discipline. Percent of requests answered with a binary first. Target rising. Case law pulse. Of neutral policy notes published after enforcement. Target weekly. 2 dips in a row? You're being captured. Repair in 24 hours. Raise a floor, add a clause, close a corridor, end a thread, publish a stone. Your written voice must match your live optics. Bodies are bone. 2 sentences, 1 link, 1 date. Send. Your silence is already a message. Work is happening. You think this is cold. It isn't. It's mercy for your future self and for everyone who relies on you to hold the line. When you demonstrate, you free the room from debates it never needed. When you explain, you invite negotiations you can't win. Again, lower, slower. 5 seconds of quiet. That quiet is your new optics. People will see it before they hear you. They will adjust their tone, their pace, their asks. Not because you threaten them, because you showed them where reality ends. You will turn pure demonstration into domination. How to weaponize timing and scarcity so your proof raises its own price. How to make a single sentence move a calendar. And how to use absence as evidence. Watch closely. Right now, you still believe explanations will fix perception. They won't. Perception obeys pictures, not paragraphs. If you want power to stick, make people argue against what they can see. This is where demonstration becomes domination. You will force critics to speak against results. You will make timing and scarcity carry your price. You will move calendars with a single sentence. You will use absence as evidence.
Start with the enemy of demonstration, the open mic. Every time you leave a topic open, someone fills it with doubt. So you will close topics with artifacts that talk when you're not there. Artifact 1, the score. Short, dry, weekly. When a critic appears, you don't explain the journey. That question is a mirror. If they can't name the line, you just demonstrated that the pushback isn't about truth. It's about status. Status loses to stone. Artifact 2, the clock. Funds Friday. That line slams the door on wandering time. If someone says, we need more discussion, you do not tutor them on efficiency. You move the date they want. Offer expires Friday. You didn't argue urgency, you made it visible. Artifact 3, the gate. No signer is not a mood. It is an optic. When you reschedule, the entire room learns that authority is a requirement, not a suggestion. Critics can call that rigid if they like. They must do it from the hallway. Next, make rivals argue against your results. You'll do it by forcing them to commit to numbers before they can speak about ideas. When someone says, your approach won't scale, you don't defend. You set the court. Silence. If they name it, you tie them to the calendar. Great. We'll show a 15% lift on that metric in 30 days. Pilot. 1 KPI. Now your rival must bet against a date and a number. If they decline, you don't chase them with logic. You publish the pilot elsewhere and make them explain your score to their boss. When someone says that price isn't fair, you don't narrate costs. You narrow the world to a fork you can see. We can reduce scope to match your number or keep scope at my rate. Silence. They either reveal a number or reveal a tactic. Either way, you win without a speech. When someone says, be more transparent, you don't remove the door from your vault, you charge curiosity a toll. We discuss goals, constraints, budget. Process follows deposit. If they buy, seriousness is visible. If they refuse, unseriousness is visible. No debate can hide that optic. Now build a scarcity engine that prices itself. Scarcity isn't coyness, it's cadence plus limits. 2 weekly openings, always the same days, always the same times. Openings, Tuesday 2, Thursday 10. The predictability is the drum. The small supply is the price. A visible wait list. You are training people to bring decisions, not curiosity. Expiring offers. Offer expires Friday. That line teaches faster than any lecture on opportunity cost. A locked floor that ticks up monthly by a small, non-negotiable %.
You do not announce it, you become it. Scarcity with a clock compounds respect. Now the power sentence, the one that moves calendars. It must be short, dated, and inevitable. 3 formats. Decision Friday, Fonz Friday. Pick one and use it like a gavel. Say it once, then don't fill the silence with a sales pitch. Silence is the ink that makes your sentence permanent. Use absence as evidence. Run echo, exit, evidence. Echo once. Fonz Friday. One link, one date. Exit for a defined window. Not to punish, to work. Evidence on schedule. Milestone, delivery, metric. Repeat. Your quiet begins to equal progress in people's minds. That association is priceless. It reduces meetings you don't need and multiplies compliance you don't ask for. You will also invert apology. You won't apologize for standards, you'll apologize with upgrades. I over-explained last quarter. I allowed unscoped tweaks. No admission tour, no self-flagellation. A rule changed is a demonstration of care. Fieldcraft under fire now. Messy stacks where talk wants to pull you back. Stack. Low anchor. Public probe. Consensus. Them. Everyone thinks your rate is high. You demonstrate court. Who owns the decision? If yes, we can reduce scope to match your number or keep scope at my rate. Silence. If a heckler pokes, that's incorrect. Stand. Leave. The clip that travels won't be your speech. It will be your ending. You. We discuss goals, constraints, budget. That's phase 2 or an add-on. Silence. If they chant policy, you answer with yours. Policy versus policy is a visible stalemate. Let math negotiate while you stay quiet.
Stack. Boss halo plus be a team player. Hallway deal. Them. Take on more scope now. We'll revisit title later. You. What metric and date earn the title? One beat. I'll accept with title and comp or keep current scope. One channel. One decision. If they persist with vibes, you return to optics. Decision by Friday. The hallway evaporates in the face of a clock. You. Thank you for trusting me. Rush review exists. If they can't choose, outcome and deadline next week, Tuesday 2 or Thursday 10. You didn't argue love. You demonstrated love with a gate that preserves you. Build the 7 optic weapons into your day so they fire automatically. Weapon 1. The doorway pause. At every threshold, stand still for 1 beat before you speak. Exhale. Drop your note. The first second is the picture the whole meeting obeys. Weapon 2. The 2-sentence rule. Every decision fits in 2 lines. 1 link. 1 date. Send. Stop. You're teaching people that clarity looks compact. Weapon 3. The binary first. Any request meets a fork before a sentence. Forks are visible. Talk is fog. Choose forks. Weapon 4. The gavel subject. Your subject lines are verdicts, not vibes. People decide whether to comply based on what the first 5 words feel like. Make them feel like stone. Weapon 5. The 5-second hold. After you say a price or a decision, hold 5 seconds. The loudest voice in most rooms is anxiety. You will replace it with gravity. No names, no heat. Rules become optics only when they're written and remembered. Weapon 7. The stone. Every week, post 1 outcome. Proof travels further than presence. Your metrics must reflect optics, not effort. Track what the room can see. Demonstration ratio. Percent of major decisions backed by a visible artifact. Stone, invoice, date, pilot. Target rising. Echo rate. Percent of commitments followed by a 1-line written echo within 10 minutes. Target, above 90. Silence hold. Average seconds after verdicts before you speak again. Target, 5. Signer presence. Percent of meetings with the decision owner present. Target, above 80. Door discipline. Percent of requests answered with a binary first. Target rising. Offer decay. Percent of offers that expired on schedule without a chase. Target, rising. It means your clock is finally real. After no gravity. Inbounds that reference outcomes you posted after a decline. Target, weekly. 2 dips in a row? You're being captured. Repair in 24 hours. Raise a floor. Add a clause. Clause a corridor. End a thread. Publish a stone. Replace warmth by default with warmth on schedule. Praise the behavior you want repeated, not the personality you want to like you. Praise is an optic when it's tied to a rule. Your written voice must match your live optics or people will price you by the weaker one. If your mouth is stone and your emails are cotton, you'll be paid in cotton. Keep both built from the same quarry. Inhale. On the exhale, deliver 1 verdict, 1 door, 1 date. Decision. A. Scope or date. Choose. Stop. If you can do that under heat, you have an engine no room can drown. That is relapse. Relapse gets a repair, not a confession tour. Neutralize. Raise the floor. Add the clause. Close the corridor. End the thread. Publish the stone. If you feel cold, measure kindness by deliverables, not apologies. A delivered fix is warmer than a paragraph that buys time. Offer rare upgrades in scope. Price exceptions without shame. Admit fault and upgrade law. That's how you stay human without becoming harvest. Carry pocket demonstrations so your nerves can't steal your voice. Funds Friday. Decision Friday. Scope or date. Speed or price. That's phase 2 or an add-on. That's incorrect. We're off mission. Say them until your mouth forgets how to beg. Say them until your pulse slows when someone tests you. Say them until people repeat them for you. When others repeat your sentences, you've replaced explanation with culture. What happens next is simple. Rooms begin to self-enforce your rules to save their own time. Rivals fall silent because fighting numbers makes them look unserious. Your calendar lightens because scarcity and cadence do the screening. Your price rises because your silence is now a brand. And your absence is no longer empty space. It's proof.
Exhale. Hold 5 seconds of quiet. That quiet is the optic they cannot unsee. You will fuse all of this into a legend, status without bragging, punishment that travels, absence heavier than speeches. And will close with the final command and call to action delivered in the exact cadence that freezes a room. Watch closely. Right now, you still think words fix optics. They don't. Pictures fix optics. Patterns fix optics. Precedents fix optics. Power is what people see you do on repeat, not once, not loudly, on schedule, without apology. This is the final forge, a reputation that moves rooms before you speak. You won't explain your value. Your week will make the case and your endings will sign it. You will build a machine that manufactures perception. Signals, scaffolds, scripts, scores, silence. Signals are the visible cues that tell the room how to place you before the first sentence. Scaffolds are the routines that make those cues automatic. Scripts are the short lines that lock decisions. Scores are the receipts that travel. Silence is the glue that binds all 5 into something heavy. Start with signals, 3 that never lie. Cadence, scarcity, case law. Cadence. Your life runs on beats the world can learn. 2 windows every week, same days, same times. Openings, Tuesday 2, Thursday 10. You arrive at 02, not 00. Your verdict comes in 7 words or fewer. Your echo lands within 10 minutes of any commitment. Rooms start to feel your metronome and breathe with it. Scarcity. You do not hoard, you ration. Waitlist visible. Offers expire on schedule. Rush exists, but it's triple. Your floor ticks up a small % each month, and you don't announce it. You become it. Scarcity without noise reads as reality. No names, no heat. Law that appears after action is law the market remembers. Now scaffolds, the routines that turn optics into inevitabilities. 7 ceremonies. Run them until your pulse obeys them. Ceremony 1, doorway boot. At every threshold. Exhale. Drop your note. Widen focus. Hand still. Walk 20% slower. 1 tilt, then level. Kill hedges. Just, maybe, I think, sorry, quick one, if that makes sense. 1 beat of silence. Speak. Ceremony 2, 2-sentence decree. Every decision in less than 2 sentences. 1 link, 1 date. Because is a bribe you used to pay to be allowed to be clear. Ceremony 3, binary first. Every ask meets a fork before a sentence. Forks are pictures. Talk is fog. Ceremony 4, gavel subjects. Your subject lines are verdicts, not vibes. The first 5 words set the mood of the room. Ceremony 5, 5-second hold. After your rate or your decision, hold 5 seconds. Let them negotiate with themselves. Silence is the most expensive ink. Ceremony 6, ending rep. End one thing early each week when law is mocked. Calm, surgical, stand, leave. Exits are speeches with longer half-lives. Blank means tomorrow is already stealing. Scripts now. The one-breath lines that bend rooms because they are pictures disguised as sentences. Funds Friday. Decision Friday. Scope or date. Speed or price. Best or earliest. That's phase 2 or an add-on. That's incorrect. We're off mission. Because is a leash. You cut leashes now. Scores. The stones you place so rumor travels without your body. That single line beats 1,000 paragraphs. Add a pilot every quarter. 30-day pilot. KPI moved by 18%. Add 1 visible upgrade inside scope once a month. Added X. Rare generosity under rules becomes myth, not expectation. Silence, the master optic. Silence after verdicts raises your price. Silence after offers makes your time real. Silence across days, echo, exit, evidence, teaches faster than advice. Echo once. Funds Friday. 1 link, 1 date. Exit for a defined window. Evidence on schedule. Repeat. Soon your quiet equals progress in other people's minds. That association is power you don't have to perform for. You worry this will look cold. Cold compared to what? Compared to the way you used to bleed for free? Warmth belongs after law, not instead of it. Warmth belongs after law, not instead of it. Admit fault and upgrade policy. I over-explained. I allowed unscoped tweaks. That is care that strengthens the frame instead of melting it. Turn all of this into a week that manufactures prestige on autopilot. Monday. Gate broadcast. Openings, Tuesday 2, Thursday 10. A calendar is a crown when it's consistent. Proof replaces sermons.
Wednesday, policy line. 1 sentence you enforced. The market memorizes what you pen and repeat. Thursday, ending rep. End 1 meeting at the second interruption. Stand, leave. The clip that travels is your exit, not your opinion. Friday, floor tick. Raise 1 minimum by 5 to 10%. Don't declare it, be it. Now pressure test. The ugliest stacks are where optics become legend. Stack. Rival grandstands, procurement anchors low, moderator hunts for drama. Decision Friday. We can reduce scope to match your number or keep scope at my rate. That's incorrect. Stand, leave. What they remember is not your stance, it's your schedule and your exit. Stack. Boss moralizes, invents team spirit, invites you to the hallway. What metric and date earn the title? 1 channel, 1 decision. I'll accept with title and comp or keep current scope. You didn't debate fairness. You drew a picture of terms. We discuss goals, constraints, budget. That's phase 2 or an add-on.
Policy versus policy is an optic. Math negotiates while you stay quiet. Stack. Family guilt, nostalgia, midnight panic. You. Thank you for trusting me. Rush review exists. If they can't choose, outcome and deadline next week, Tuesday 2 or Thursday 10. You protected the relationship by protecting your boundaries. Make your written voice match your posture, or the room will price you by the weaker one. Rules for the page. Subjects are verdicts. Bodies are bone. 2 sentences. 1 link, 1 date. Send. Your quiet is already a progress report. Demonstration ratio. Percent of major decisions backed by an artifact. Stone, invoice, date, pilot. Target, rising. Echo rate. Percent of commitments followed by a 1-line written echo within 10 minutes. Target, over 90. Silence hold. Average seconds after verdicts. Target, 5. Signer presence. Percent of meetings with the decision owner present. Target, over 80. Door discipline. Percent of requests answered with a binary first. Target, rising. Offer decay. Percent of offers that expired on schedule without a chase. Target, rising. After no gravity. Inbounds referencing outcomes posted after a decline. Target, weekly. 2 dips in a row? You're being captured. Repair inside 24 hours. Raise a floor. Add a clause. Close a corridor. End a thread. Publish a stone. You want presence that feels like winter without speaking. Stack these 3 together. Status without bragging. Artifacts and cadence do your introductions. You appear at O2. Your verdict lands in 7 words. Your subject lines gavel the inbox. You don't hustle for attention. Your rules draw it. Punishment without noise. You restate law once. You remove access. You delay their clock. You price the exception. You end. No sarcasm, no smirks, gravity only. Absence heavier than speeches. You echo once, you exit. You deliver on schedule. You post a stone. Your quiet becomes a story other people tell. Scope or date. Speed or price. Best or earliest. Funds Friday. That's phase 2 or an add-on. That's incorrect. We're off mission. Say them until your tongue forgets how to beg. Say them until the room repeats them for you. When other people quote your rules, you've replaced explanation with culture. Write your law on 1 page and tape it where fear can't pretend it forgot. Deposit before calendar. No signer, no meeting. 2 windows weekly. Rush is triple. Process follows deposit. Changes are add-ons. 1 channel for decisions. Meetings end at the second interruption. Read it before the rooms that used to shake you. Your body obeys the last sentence you believed. Here is what will change when you live this. You stop auditioning for committees of strangers. You stop defending prices to people who never plan to pay. You stop attending meetings that avoid owners. You stop patching leaks with apologies. You stop being interpreted and start being inevitable. You won't be loved by everyone. You'll be trusted by the ones who matter. They will defend your pace to save their time. They will bring signers to save their breath. They will wire before asking for maps. They will argue against critics using your stones, not your paragraphs. Say the creed, low and final, so it welds to your breath. I don't sell my peace to buy your approval. I don't sell my hours to buy your hope. I don't sell my standards to buy your story. I choose terrain. I choose timing. I choose terms. Exhale.
Hold 5 seconds of quiet. That quiet is the optic they cannot unsee. Final command. Like this video if you're done explaining. Subscribe if you're ready to become the kind of person who never argues, only demonstrates, who moves calendars with a sentence, raises price with silence, and ends rooms without heat. Because this isn't self-help, this is war.